You might know Rainn Wilson from The Office as Dwight, but do you know that he's leading a spiritual revolution? Let's talk about his powerful mission to inspire deeper meaning in our lives. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Heather, and I'm your guide to bridge the gap between science and the mystical. If you're into that, please follow for more. Most people recognize Rainn Wilson as the quirky and hilarious Dwight from The Office. I guess I'm probably one of the only people that really never watched The Office when it was on. But most people don't realize that he is deeply spiritual and passionate about leading a spiritual revolution to inspire people to really find deeper meaning and purpose in their lives. I first heard of Rainn last year, actually, when I heard him on the Rich Roll podcast while he was launching his new book, Soul Boom. And then now I just heard him again this week on the Know Thyself podcast with Andre Dukum. On the podcast, he talked about how most people have become really disconnected from our inner selves and how he believes that deeper spiritual connection can be the answers for that. That it can transform not just ourselves individually, but our communities and our collective energies and how we relate to one another. Rainn himself is a member of the Baha'i faith, and if you don't know a lot about that, he does explain it both on the podcast and his book, of course. It was started in, I believe, Iran, and there is a faith leader, a wisdom holder of that tradition, but they heavily rely on all the world religions. He speaks of having studied, the Quran in Islam, the Bible in Christianity, the Old Testament in Judaism, Zoroastrianism, the Buddha, the Bhagavad Gita from Hindu. Just valuing and realizing that the more we let go of a lot of dogma and strict constructs, the deeper inner truth that we seek, that we find, are all very aligned, at the mystical ends of all of those major wisdom traditions. That the underlying acceptance and belief in, a higher spiritual power is likely all the same God, and yet we get stuck in certain religions, fighting amongst ourselves. Like within Christianity, there have been fights. Millions of people have died at the hand of righteousness with one or the other. And then, of course, interreligious wars. Anyway, his point of the book is not all about that. It's mostly just about staying connected to inner wisdom, staying connected with that practice. And I think it's a very enlightened approach to existence, and one that he ties heavily with his experience as an actor and being in comedy and, working through mental health challenges throughout his life. Yeah, it's definitely worth a listen. Rainn's message is about discovering our shared humanity, finding meaning in everyday life, and creating positive change in the world, the change that we wish to see. So if you're interested in trying to find and connect with your inner meaning and being the change that you wish to see, please consider signing up for my next free Introduction to Meditation workshop. Appreciate you being here. Be well.